The federal government promised to have a marijuana legalization legislation drafted by the spring. We're not too far away. It is the first day of spring, and more people are also being prescribed medical marijuana these days. So how can employers navigate the increased presence of pot, and what does this mean for workplace safety? It's something Ed Secondiak has been looking into. He spent years with the RCMP and now works as a safety professional. He's speaking tomorrow at a Workers' Compensation Board event in Saskatchewan on just this topic. Ed, why do you want to educate the workforce about marijuana?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that marijuana does cause impairment. And with the recent talk for the last year or so about the legalization, some individuals, some employers may feel that there's no issues with it because it's being legalized. So it's a reminder, it does cause impairment. In some ways it's similar to alcohol. We don't tolerate individuals drinking at work or coming to work impaired by alcohol. So we have to understand that cannabis creates the same issues, but we have many problems with the detection because there's no level set for impairment.
So how can employers address marijuana use and let people know that it does cause impairment, and like alcohol shouldn't be permitted?
Okay, with an employer, you've got, obviously you should have a policy. What I tend to call them are substance abuse prevention policies. You have to be able to deal with your, say for example, your clerical staff in non-safety sensitive positions. They may be using a drug and that would be acceptable, but they have to ensure it doesn't affect their work performance because they do have to work to a certain standard. If you have employees that are working in what I would call a safety sensitive position, then those individuals can't come to work if they have THC levels in their body above a standard. Unfortunately, it basically means that they have to refrain from using cannabis.
Would there be a way to test to try and measure if someone who uses it medically is okay to a certain point?
Now with medical marijuana, there are a couple things. Is the ingredient of medical marijuana that creates those health benefits is called CBD. It has a lot of benefits for a lot of people. The ideal medication would have CBD but not contain any THC. THC would be the active ingredient that makes us stoned, makes us impaired. Unfortunately, they have difficulties in providing a medication that doesn't have THC. The vast majority of individuals who use medical marijuana smoke it, so they use a dried product. That has THC in it. The recommended dosage for medical marijuana is 1 to 3 grams a day. Each gram will make 2 joints. So if you're smoking it, you're smoking 1 to 6 joints a day. So just with that volume, you can see why it might create an issue with you driving to work or working in a safety sensitive position.
There's a lot to consider as we head into this new world with legalized marijuana use. Thanks for your time today, Ed.
You're welcome.